software on this computer. Hi, this is Rosemary from Hands of Light by Rosemary, and our segment is called Four Coaches for You. And I'd like to introduce these talented women that I've done business with and who I admire greatly. We all have a little, bit of information about ourselves and how we help our clients. So I have Mary Crawford from Wisconsin, Rita Desnoyers-Garcia from New Jersey, Jolie Roy from Illinois, and me, Rosemary DiTrolio from New Jersey. And the first person I'd like to introduce themselves is Mary Crawford from Wisconsin. Mary, hi, and tell us about what you do.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be here. I am Mary Crawford. My business is The Joy of Being Well, and I use my gift as an energy intuitive to connect with you and ask your body what it really wants. It could be about nutrition or particular foods that your body would like more or less of, or nutrients like vitamins. Maybe your body is reacting to shellfish, or it would like more vitamin D. So if you're tired of guessing or reading endless books on diet and how to eat well, let's talk to your body and ask it what it really wants. I also connect with your body's emotions and find out what might be causing pain or fear or anxiety, and I help you get rid of it. I had a client who spent like 15 years trying to figure out what was causing her extreme fatigue. So she came to me as a last resort, like many of my clients do, and we discovered that she had some deep hidden fears about living and trusting, and we released those. And after 3 sessions of working with me, this young woman, she had no more fatigue. It was just gone. I found that emotions are kind of like children. They just want you to see them, pay attention to them, give them a little love, and then they can go on their way. So maybe you have a really big goal in your life, and every time you get close to reaching it, things fall apart. I help you discover the core beliefs that you may not even know you have that are keeping you from reaching that big goal. One of my favorite things to do is that I work with animals, and they often carry the energies of their people because that's one of their jobs, to keep you safe and happy. And I help them release those energies that are not good for them, so that that some of those times those energies are causing disease or really crazy behaviors. And so when we release those, they work so fast for animals. They suddenly feel better. They start acting more normally. And they might have a really important message for you too. Like they might say, you need to play more, or you need to get rid of that painting on the wall that's got some really bad energy attached to it. Or please give me a different food. So they will tell you, and they won't hold anything back. So they'll tell you what you need to know. The animals really respond quickly. I once worked with a large dog who was afraid to go downstairs, and he would run up the stairs just fine, but when it came to coming down, his people had to carry him down the stairs every time. When I connected with this large dog, I found out that as a puppy, he had fallen down the stairs and he was holding that trauma energy in his body. We were able to release it in one quick session, and after that, he had no more fear of going down the stairs. So if you want to explore the possibilities, I do have a free discovery call on my website, which is thejoyofbeingwell.com. And I really look forward to connecting with you and these other beautiful coaches here as we answer your questions over the coming weeks and months. So thanks. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Mary. That was beautiful. Rita, would you like to be next?
Sure. Thanks, Rosemary. So my name is Rita. My business is called Becoming Awake, and I work with stressed out professional moms who want harmony at home and they want to rock their careers, but they really struggle with trying to control everything and trying to please everyone. And if you've ever done that, you know it doesn't go very well. So what I do is I get to the root cause of the stress and overwhelm, and then I teach these moms effective, concrete strategies to shift into a more wise, calm, confident place on command. And once they feel relaxed and empowered, they then can take bold and highly effective action in their careers, their parenting, their marriage, and most importantly, with themselves. So we're talking closer relationships with your kids, better communication with your spouse and extended family, energy and enthusiasm to grow your passions and career, and dedication to your own self-care and your own social life, and in general, just enjoying your life better. I came to this work because I was a stressed out professional mom. So even though I had 10 years experience as a social worker in New York City, I was now trying to grow a business from home. And I had 3 kids, 4 and under, a house to maintain, and a business selling health and wellness products via phone. It was a circus and not a fun one. So, and I had little or no childcare to help. And my energy and enthusiasm were really plummeting very quickly. And one afternoon, I got a phone call with some bad news for my business, and I just broke down crying. Everything negative came up at once. I was a complete failure in my head. I was a failure as a mother, as a business owner, as a wife, just as a human being. And I ended up hiring a coach who helped me uncover what I was really believing, and all of those beliefs that were not serving me. In fact, they were sabotaging me. And he taught me how to connect with and strengthen the truth of who I am, which is a lovable, generous, strong, smart, and wise woman who can take the steps needed to turn the ship around. So with my education as a social worker and the support of my coach, I just dove into hundreds of hours of teaching and teachers, and I put them to the test to see what was going to work in helping to heal myself and my family. And then I took all those learnings and experiences that were the most effective, and I used them as a coach to coach professional moms just like I was, so they could live their best lives. So after 30 years as a social worker and 15 years as a coach, I've worked with hundreds, if not thousands of women who say things like, I had no idea what was driving me. And now that I know what it's called and what it is, it's so much easier to deal with while I focus on what I really want. Or I've been in therapy for 10 years and I have never learned what you're teaching me right now. I'm sure we've all had situations like that amongst the coaches here. I also had a client very recently who in a month was able to move her entire family to a new state, buy a beautiful home, basically walk into her dream career while she's being paid royally, and watch her husband and her family blossom in this new area. So what I have to say is a lot can happen in a relatively short amount of time when you're ready. So once again, my name is Rita, and I help frustrated, confused, and strung out professional moms who are ready to dive in and turn things around so they can become awake to their life and create amazing, powerful, loving, and deeply meaningful lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. And I've enjoyed your self-compassion book, which I see you have on your shelf that you wrote. So thank you. My next guest is Jolie Roy from Illinois. Jolie.
Hi. Hi, my name is Jolie Roy, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. I am a life coach and Reiki practitioner, and I've been doing this for about 3 years or so. And my story I want to tell first because this is what led me to help the kind of people that I became. After about 5 job losses and much angst about what I was doing, I was feeling really low the last time I was let go, and I was, didn't know what I wanted to do. Finally, I decided to look into coaching because I had been a coach in the corporate world, but being let go from 5 jobs, your self-confidence just hits the ground. You can't go on. You feel like you're a loser. You're at that point in your life where you just don't know what to do after that many kicks in the pants to tell you that you really shouldn't be in the corporate world. So I ended up going to a life and health coach training for 6 months. And what I learned during that time was that I was a very valuable person. I had a lot of experience to share. I have been in service to people without even knowing it for so many years. And I learned that my service to people was to help people like me who had lost their confidence in the corporate world or in their lives, and much like Rita, who felt like your confidence was at the bottom of the well too. And I work with people in my coaching business to find out what it is they really want. And a lot of times they find that what they really want isn't what they really want, which is kind of strange, but it's very true. You can start off like one of my clients started off, I wanted to lose weight. And he was, in the corporate world. He was in a place where he was away from his family for so long. He wanted to move back to be with them, but he was still stuck in this job and he was going to be bringing his family out there. He said, I want to lose some weight. He said, I'm not feeling good about myself. He used the word disgusted, which was very sad because when you start using words like that, you're starting to feel that there is no love for yourself. So we work together. And as a coach, I work and help people take accountability for their lives because I keep them accountable. I have a program that lasts 12 weeks, and each week we work on something specific. And about halfway through the program, he got really discouraged because he was losing the weight. He was eating better. He was making better choices, but he was also finding he wasn't as happy as he thought he was going to be. So the focus turned towards his life instead of his health. And taking those changes he was making in his own life, he ended up making his marriage better, getting rid of a toxic relationship with a friend, and ended up saying, I don't even want this career anymore. I'm going to decide what to do, and then went on from there. And he was one of my first success stories, and I loved working with him. During this time, I was wanting to get more clients and didn't know what to do. And one of my mentor coaches asked me, well, what makes you unique? Everybody's unique in some way. And I didn't know. So I remember that, hey, I'm a Reiki practitioner too. And so I ended up adding my Reiki practice to my coaching because about halfway through the coaching, I was finding that my clients were getting self-defeating, they were self-sabotaging, and working with people to create a better balance by clearing their chakras and helping them create more self-love for themselves and getting rid of that negative energy really helped them complete the program they were in. So I also do distance Reiki, and distance Reiki is sending energy over virtually, basically sitting with you on a screen and sending it to you, or sending it to you and sometime when I'm not with you. And everybody gets the energy when they need it. And my most favorite story is my friend who I worked with balanced her chakras. She told me she had some issues with her hip, and I sent the Reiki, and then she said she was walking along her to the bathroom at night and felt this bump in her hip as she was walking and found that her hip felt better. She said, I think I got the Reiki when I needed it. And I said, yes, your body receives Reiki when you need it. So those are just a few things that I can tell you about myself. I'm here in Chicago. I'm Jolie Roy. I'm a life coach and Reiki practitioner, and I love doing what I do. Thank you, Rosemary.
Thank you so much, Jolie. So I guess it's my turn. My name is Rosemary DiTrolio. I'm a Reiki master teacher in New Jersey. My mission is really to help my clients open their spiritual gifts, to move along their path, to remove blocks that impede their spiritual growth or the flow of energy that comes in, and to have more purpose in their life. I've come from education. I've been in education as a school teacher for 32 years. I'm now retired. I have 30 years channeling the angelic realm and 26 years both teaching Reiki and doing sessions, both in person and long distance. The angels also provide me a unique view. I can read people's life path information from the Akashic record field, which is the universal field of energy. I do readings to help people find out their gifts and their blocks. And one example is that I had a client that came to me in tears, and I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She said, my whole life is a mess. I'm living with this guy for 5 years. I don't have any money. My career is down the tubes. My house is cluttered. I don't know what to do. So I did a life path and angelic reading for her. And after that, she decided to make some changes. So your free will is always really important in any kind of coaching or life information session. It's really up to you to take the information and use it in a way to help you. So after that, she broke up with this person. And within probably 2 months, she contacted me and said, You can't believe it. My house feels better. I've cleared out old clutter. And recently I just met this guy and he's amazing and he's everything I always wanted. And I followed the directions that the angels gave me. So now she's engaged to him. She's out of state and her business is really taken off. So that was one client. The most interesting reading I had done was for a 2-year-old autistic boy. The mom asked me to connect with his soul and see what was going on. He was nonverbal. And after I channeled information for her 2-year-old autistic son, I was told that this is a high spiritual soul sent back to teach his mother compassion, to teach her about autism, and to be a spiritual guide for her. And I said by the age of 8, I was told that he'd be keyboarding, which is typing, messages to his mom. On his 8th birthday, she called me and said, "You're never going to believe this, but my son started to communicate with me. And he told me he's a guide sent back to teach me compassion and to teach you about God." And then as he got older, he continued to keyboard very high spiritual information to his mother. And now I think he's 20 years old and he's still using the keyboard to express himself. So she wrote a testimonial for me. She said, "It seemed like a lifetime ago, you did an angel reading for our nonverbal son who had autism. Years later, he is still typing to communicate and confirming everything the angels told you when you did a reading for me. You have helped us through hard times with both of our sons, and we are forever grateful to you for your gifts." The other interesting thing, I did Reiki on a woman who was pregnant, although I did not know she was pregnant when I was doing Reiki on her. And in utero, the fetus was very insistent that I had to tell his mother a message. So this was unusual for me. So I had my hands there and I go, "Okay, what do you want to say?" He says, "Tell her it's Jonathan, not John. Tell her it's Jonathan, not John. I don't want to be called John. I'm Jonathan." And he was so insistent that I had to say, "I have a message from your child that's in your belly right now. And I have to tell you, he wants to be Jonathan, not John." And she looked at me with this expression on her face. She says, "No one knows I'm pregnant." She said, "My family doesn't even know. But my husband and I were having a conversation that if the child is a boy, we were deciding whether to call him Jonathan or John." So he is Jonathan to this day, and he's about 20 years old. I've also worked with clients to alleviate pain and anxiety, both through Reiki and through releasing life blocks. And one of the people I worked with was a woman recovering from cancer. And she wrote to me that I'm a very authentic, skilled Reiki master teacher who truly helped her, especially during her second bout of cancer. And the angel reading I gave her was very insightful and helpful to her life. So these are just some of the ways that I reach people. I love doing workshops. I do them both on Zoom and in person. I do readings both on Zoom and in person. And I do mentoring sessions, which all these lovely ladies also have their own way that they work with you. So we all access our clients in different ways. I also have a discovery session, which is a free session on Zoom, so that you can ask me questions about what I do. And if there's a service you're confused about, or you don't know if you need it or not, I can help to guide you to select something that's just right for you. You can contact me at info@rosemaryd.com. You can go to my website at rosemaryd.com. And you can also access my books. I have them on Amazon. I do guest speaking also for schools and also for organizations. And I've been doing many of those through the years and before COVID as well. So you can contact us through Alignable, through this YouTube, or directly to the clients that have spoken today, the people I've spoken today. Is there any last words from anybody in this group? Maybe your little takeaway.
I would say I think we're just really well covered by everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
Covering all
Everybody's
bases.
got unique gifts. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
We're excited. We're excited to start working together and
This is it.
sharing
It
all
is.
of this with you.
It
Yep.
is. I think I want everybody to just tell everybody again how they can contact you. Okay, so Rita, what's your business name again?
So my website is becomingawake.com, and there's a contact there. You can go and set up a discovery call if you'd like. And that's the easiest way to contact me, is through that contact page.
Beautiful. Mary, what's yours again?
It's thejoyofbeingwell.com. And if you click on the link that says work with Mary, the first thing you come to is the free discovery call. So
Very good. Thank you. Jolie?
Yes, so my website is called jolieroycoaching.com, and I have a free discovery call also on my website through Calendly. And my pricing, all of my services are on my website.
Beautiful. And mine is Hands on Life by Rosemary, rosemaryd.com, info@rosemaryd.com. And you can also reach me through my website. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate your time.
thanks,
you.
Rosemary.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Thanks, everybody.